All right, big homie CC, glad to have you back on Cam Capone News.
Man, it's a pleasure to be back. How you feeling, Cam? It's been a minute. We back working. We back at it.
Man, I'm feeling good. It's been, busy. It's been kind of crazy, man. Lots going on.
I've been seeing you active. I've been seeing you staying active, man. What's new in your world, though? You got any new projects coming out? I know you got the studio rolling.
I'm working on my studio. My studio is being put together right now. Probably gonna be another month and a half or so.
Let's go.
I got that, and I'm working on a big deal with somebody, that I don't really want to speak on, but there's a big deal that I'm working on. This probably gonna go through, so it's gonna change. It's gonna change things for me a lot. So it's pretty dope.
Let's go. I like to hear that. I like to hear it. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
For sure.
All right, man. Well, we'll start. I'm gonna start off with this NBA scandal that the sports world was shocked to its core when the feds arrested Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups, and Damon Jones. And Damon Jones. And, it was kind of crazy, man. All these different types of allegations about they were robbing poker games, and one other guy was working to scam the games, to work the numbers to where he wouldn't get so many points. I know you kind of spoke upon this in your earlier interview, so I kind of wanted to get, what was your first reaction when you first heard this news?
Right. So my first reaction, I wasn't that surprised, but I was shocked when I seen Chauncey Billups. Well, that was the current head coach of the Trailblazers. Like, that was really shocking to me because, working for guys who play in the league at a high level, they always mention, oh yeah, they got to him. And when they say that they got to him, if you only scheduled to take one shot in the game and you taking 10, they feel like somebody done got to you. You feel me? So let's say a guy who like a wing defender, he get the ball, he immediately pull it for three. That's what made them start to flag certain bets. Now, Damon Jones, that was crazy because that's somebody I didn't met. You feel me? When I was out there in Cleveland, I didn't met Damon Jones. And I seen Charles Barkley criticizing him because he was like, LeBron James has turned Damon Jones into a whole new person. I don't even know who Damon Jones is anymore. Man, when Damon Jones used to come out with the red suit like Suge Knight. So everybody like, dang, what that's about? Well, he was making a lot of cheese having that inside information. And I also thought it was weird how the guy Maverick Carter, he come out do like a preemptive, I had nothing to do with this type of thing. But man, bro, Damon Jones ain't that in the loop to know LeBron personal details to be able to bet on if he was gonna be in the game or not. That right there, that's strange. Terry Rozier, that's why they pulled him last year. And he was still getting paid until this lawsuit came, until this case came. He was still getting his check. They flagged him last year. Bro, they got a whole task force. Ever since that dude, Tim Donaghy, on the guys. Ever since Donaghy with the whole scandal, because when we was talking, we talked about how they rigged the game through the referees. You feel me? Now look at the guy, Scott Foster. He caught up in this too.
I don't know who that is.
Scott Foster, one of the referees in the NBA who got brought in on this same case.
Oh, okay.
Now see, when we seen James Harden averaging triple-double, taking 23, 24 shots from the line every day, that's how you know the game is rigged. Point blank, period. And this is another thing that I spoke about here on Cam Capone News that turned out to be true. So you feel me? One up for Cam Capone.
So you think that James Harden is in on it too?
Not James Harden, but them referees that was calling those games. Because think about it. 1 year, he was getting so many foul calls. I'm talking phantom foul calls. He's not even really getting touched. Then the very next year, he couldn't get a foul call. Everybody was like, man, James went from being MVP caliber, and then he couldn't even get a call to go to the line. That means, like we talked about here, when they investigating you, they send out that letter. They knew the investigation was going on for sure.
Didn't they just reach out to the Lakers wanting some information?
That they wanted some people, some of the trainers who handled LeBron. They want some of their phones now.
Right, they wanted their phones.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that that's just being over greedy? That you gambling on them and you already got $1 million contract?
Man, over greedy? Man, I would describe it as just stupid.
For sure.
Like,
Stupid man. Stupid
There you
man
go,
with the
stupid
stupid
man
plan.
with the stupid plan, bro. Like, any of these guys that are doing side bets, risking millions and millions of dollars that they're making in the NBA, bro. I mean, you got to be like that's like ultra greedy. Like, I just can't imagine risking $20,000 to make an extra $200,000. Like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too logical or something. I don't know. It's just.
You say you're too logical? So look, let's look up Rozier's contract. Let's see how much Terry was making, because they say in the case, $200,000 cash got delivered to his house after he pretty much threw the game. So let's look up Terry Rozier contract. Oh man. Cam, he had 4 years, $96 million, man. Come on, what are we doing? Got to be more careful. That's stupid man for sure right there. That's stupid man with the stupid plan for sure, bro.
Yeah, that's I don't even have words for that, how dumb that is, bro. What did you think about the mafia being involved in this?
All right. All right, now look. Shout out my boy Michael Franzese. I'm going to say this. When it was my time to be around athletes that was gambling, a lot of times they would ask me, yo, Killer, what you think about this? I know if they asking me, they only asking because they know my job is to keep their face from being on the news, on ESPN, from getting suspended and all of that type of stuff. I would always tell them, no dice games, no private games at anybody's house. If you have to gamble, go to the casino. That's what I would always say, because I done been with athletes at them houses in Beverly Hills, or I done been in certain locations where, why everybody got these shades on? And it's like, damn, like, you don't never win when you go play at these games? And then, you see the same few faces. I always felt that nothing really good comes from like underhand gambling, because whoever is setting up the game, everybody knows at the casino, the house always wins. For the most part, the house is going to win. You're not going to beat the house. These boys had hidden cameras and custom built tables.
With x-rays.
With x-ray glasses, so that's more than counting cards. That's completely rigging the game.
Well, I think they had x-ray tables where they could see the cards from the bottom and shit.
And then at these type of situations, these would be when everybody got to put their firearms in the box, or you can't bring no guns in here, or no phones allowed. And it's just like, well, if we can't have, them mob guys don't ever want you to have the ups on them, bro. Like, I'll say that for sure. Like, because they'll look like a normal dude, like a normal white dude, but they not normal at all, bro. They not normal at all. And I understand why we don't see their faces being shown like that. Because, bro, some of them dudes, you can't even find no photo of them. Some of them you just can't. Like, that's part of, living it, being what they call it the life. That's real facts. Because I was in a situation working for this dude named Anthony Toletano. He used to let me drive. He had a Lincoln. He used to call it the Big Linguini. I used to drive his Lincoln around. And one day at this restaurant that he owned, I'm standing in the valet. No words were said. I guess somebody recognized somebody. And another dude come out and just start cutting the man's face. I'm looking like, damn. They cutting his face. They rolled him. You feel me? And nobody ever said a word to me. They never told me who he was, what happened. And I told Michael Franzese this story. And when they asked me, yeah, so what happened out there? I said, I don't know what happened. I wasn't even out there. He was like, smart kid. And they left it at that.
Damn, okay.
Facts. That's why I don't even I see certain last names I know with certain families, guys operating with. I'm not even finna take that gig at this stage, bro. It's too late in the game for me. They play a lot different, Cam. A lot different.
Yeah, for sure. Now, when you were at some of these games, did you have a clue that they were scams and they were being set up? Or what was your general thought on being there?
Well, I seen one athlete I was with and a boxer get took for over 200K, hella fast. And I mentioned to one of them, I say, bro, how is it that you didn't win no money? He was like, man, this happen all the time. I say, bro, in blackjack, you didn't win not once? One hand I thought was just real strange, you feel me? Because, the ace can be a 1 or 11. And my client said he was going to hold. The person playing against him said, oh, you think you got blackjack? Like, how would you know that, man? How would you know that? He shouldn't have been able to know that. But I always tell guys, if you want to gamble, bro, go to the casino. Because I was with Hustle Cartel and Bob the Goat. I'm with them at a dice game. Pistol start coming out, you feel me? Because I'm the security. It ain't a staff of people, all these cameras. We in a hotel room, a penthouse. And I'm seeing young dudes coming in with Cubans that if they was real, there ain't no way they bought them. I know they had to have took them. If you are gonna gamble at a casino, man. That's all I'm gonna say to all of the guys coming up, all of the new athletes, the entertainers. We seen what happened cause bro, that's how some of them guys down there in Texas was getting their money. How Jay Prince and them, that's how Jay Prince Jr., that's how he was getting his money, rigging the games. You not gonna host a dice game if you ain't rigged the game.
That's where they say the whole takeoff situation came from. That it was some rigged dice and stuff.
So look, they take the dice, they drill a magnet into the opposite side of the number they want to keep facing up. They drill a small magnet into the hole, pause. They drill a small magnet into the dice. and then they reseal it, and they get it repainted. So every time you slide it, it's gonna pop up to the opposite side of that magnet. I've seen these things because at a certain time in our life, you know, people had to get their belongings relieved from them because they owe certain people debts. And, you know, my job, you know, sometimes I had to be a debt collector and things like that. So I know how they rig the dice. So if I see certain things, I always keep certain tools on me. Like one of them is a magnet for that reason. Because trust me, if somebody pull out a magnet in one of these dice games, that dice gets stuck, I don't care who you are, man. Unless you got magic, you don't have no hot hand where you just hitting 11, 11, 11, 11. No, you done rigged the dice. You done rigged the dice. And then they do some slick shit. They'll say, oh, you don't trust my dice? They'll go in their pocket, pull out 10 more dice. They done already rigged all of them. You pick the dice then. They giving you free alcohol. They got all these people in here. It's sleight of hand. It's sleight of hand.
Man, I was seeing other ways that they cheat. Man, I just seen Mickey Mace on Vlad today, and he was saying that they have like a special ink that like you can't see, but only if you have the right glasses on. So you come into the card game, and every time you like come across a 10, you just tap it with your finger, and now that card is marked, but only you can see it because you're the only one that got these glasses on.
Now peep game. This called magnetic bioluminescent ink. It's the same ink that they put on checks. It's the same ink that they put on checks. So when they put the check in that little machine underneath that light to see if it's authentic, it's the same thing. So if you got those glasses with the right tint on there, it's like having black light. Same thing. I done been outside a minute, you feel me? And I do not like going to those private games. As soon as you get there, it's always the Eastern European guys there. They got Cristal and Dom Perignon for free, like at the real casino. I don't like that, you feel me? And I always would tell guys, I say, look, bro, you worked your whole life to get this money, bro. Just don't give it away. They not inviting you here to this game for you to leave with that money. Straight up.
I hear that, man. Okay, well, Offset and Cardi B been going through this thing for a while, man. Cardi B left Offset and then has had a baby with Stefan Diggs. And this is kind of crazy because her and Offset are still legally married. So Offset could legally be the dad. I guess the way the law is written in Georgia,
right,
that Offset could legally be the dad of the kid. It's crazy.
Wait. You know that it's people in my inbox right now saying that Stefan Diggs is a zest monster. You know about that?
I've never heard about that, no.
Bro, it's a few guys that's in my DM. One of them said he walked up to him at a boat party, put his arm around him, licked inside of his ear. I wish y'all could see Kev's face right now. Licked inside his ear and said, put your number in my phone, right? You can look this up right now. It's a guy with a criminal complaint against Stefan Diggs. Now look, for everybody watching this, I hope y'all been studying zestology throughout all of these different interviews because for some reason, girls that used to be strippers, they like the bisexual dudes. So I don't know what that's about, but I've been seeing it a lot. Bro Grave. Long live crack. Free Dugas. Turn Up guy just got out too. The Turn Up just got out.
Okay, so what it says the idea that NFL player Stephon Diggs is gay or bisexual stems from sexual assault allegations made by a male influencer, which Diggs vehemently denies and for which he has filed a defamation lawsuit against the influencer.
But them text messages, them screenshots, I done seen certain screenshots. I don't know if they've been released, but I've seen certain screenshots that look pretty damning. Folk now. Like I said, whatever you do in your personal life is your business. It become a problem when somebody else is getting oppressed and people getting violated. That's when it's a problem. But like I've been telling people, a lot of these dudes is like that. I just think it's dangerous.
Now you mentioned screenshots. So this model chick that used to hang out with Offset, I guess she was hanging out with Offset. She's friends with Offset. I don't know if they hooked up or what the situation is. But I guess she started hanging out with Stephon Diggs. So I guess Offset got mad and was like, you're hanging with my ops or something. But then she showed a screenshot where like Offset is trying to get Stephon Diggs' location from her. She's trying to get her to drop his location.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Folks is tender, bro. Like anybody who know Offset know he tender as hell, bro. Like he think every girl that he know is his girlfriend, bro. Like he think he in a relationship with all of them. And he be running, and he be doing weird stuff at dice games and then gambling and situations like that. He owe a couple of the guys money. Cam, he'll be down at the game. He'll be like, man, hold on, let me hold 10 until I get back to the hotel. You give him the 10, he run off. He do stuff like that.
Offset is GD.
Yup. But he got that money he finna get from divorcing Cardi, he finna gamble all that away. That's finna be gone 90 days. 90 days, he gonna be calling Cam for an interview. You ain't even got to call him. He finna blow your phone down. Trust me, I seen it. Bro, I seen people ready to get on that with him. Like, hey, bro, well, you better, what's that song? Hey, you better make another Bad and Bougie. Bro, that's 30 bands, bro. He like, man, bro, I got you, bro. You know.
So he has a bad gambling problem.
He have a terrible gambling problem. Because, he collect watches. He collect, like, real quality watches. And he done gave up some of them watches gambling, like, to that point. Like, once that roll gone, he in too deep with that, bro. That watch gonna be up there next. I done seen it. Hold on.
Damn, I can't imagine having that kind of gambling problem, man. Not too many people, if you gamble like regularly or throughout your life, like not too many people are gonna come out ahead. Like you're always gonna be on the losing side of gambling.
Yeah, cause like at every casino, anybody can look this up. Every time Dana White beats a casino for several million, they come and tell him he can't gamble there no more. They won't take his bets no more. All of the top gamblers,
or they decrease the amount he can bet at a time too. They do that too.
They limit they give you a bet limit. So the whole myth that these certain guys got the secret code, because when you see these sports handicappers selling their picks, bro, none of them are undefeated. Most of them don't post their losses. But like in the gambling world, there's really no such thing as a handicapper. They call it a sharp. SHRP, sharps. And sharps always say, look, I don't share my picks because it's not enough going around for me to share my picks. Because if you really beating the casinos and you selling your picks, Well, they finna ban you from everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that like the best, like when you're talking about betting on sports games and stuff like that, I think the best handicapper is only like 55% of the time.
Facts.
Yeah, like he's barely over 50%, and this is like the best.
Yeah, the top of the top.
Yeah, there ain't
Elite.
no like 90%, 80% of the time. Like
It's
no,
impossible.
that don't happen.
Oh, and then I do know some people that's successful at gambling, but they always say, don't bet parlays. They say parlays is addictive, and betting $1 on a 20-leg parlay, that's cool. But if you putting 20 grand on who gonna score the first basket in a basketball game, you asking for it, man. You asking for it. And we already talked about how this be rigged. So now you going to rigged betting sites, betting on rigged games with your real money to pay your bills. Stupid guy. Nothing good can happen.
Man, crazy, bro. All right, well, I'm gonna move on to NBA YoungBoy has had probably one of the wildest hip hop concerts here in a while, man. It's he's been selling out. It's been nuts, man. And one of the big things that everybody's been talking about is Little Tim. They're saying, Little Tim walking around like he's NBA YoungBoy's bodyguard.
Right.
He's walking in front. They was in New Orleans walking around the street. You got Little Tim in the front.
Because I think Tim might be signed to YB because Quando Rondo signed to YB. And Tim, Quando, Rondo, they right-hand man. You feel me? And I'm going to say this. I think it's awfully suspicious to me how, because remember when YoungBoy was locked up, Dirk was out here with his team having their way. They get Dirk off the street. Now, if you really wanted to maximize your investment, you get his main competition off the street. And then you gotta think about it, bro. YoungBoy, YB done raised a lot of people. A lot of people grew up like from that preteen to like adult age. They grew up to him. You feel me? Like Kodak would have been on that level had he, he was having the drug problems. You feel me? He was going to jail and staying gone a long time. I feel like the drug issues, that played a role in Kodak not being as big. And then you think about it, everybody be trying to beef with the guy. Because, rap is competitive. But, YB don't even really make, like, drill music. You feel me? So, you cannot deny his talent, man. Like, I just think it's strange because, if Dirk and the OTF guys was out, it wouldn't be this easy for him right now. And what certain groups are on certain labels and what certain groups pretty much manipulate the justice system. You feel me? We ain't gonna say too much about that, but I just think that's a little suspicious. You feel me? Because like Dirk not being able to have a bail when they know they can get that money, that's strange. You feel me? It look like the fix was in with this, because we haven't really seen an artist who don't have a bunch of charted songs be able to sell out stadiums like that, bro. Like that's you can't take it from him. He talented, but it's definitely some foul play going on because, man, that last case he got, that one was wicked. And he back home fast. And I'm not saying that he telling on nobody. But what I be trying to tell people is the whole business world is about relationships, who you know, and how you affect the profit margin. You see what I'm saying? Didn't he get a pardon?
Trump pardoned him. That's why he's able to move around the way he's able to move around. Because if he'd be on parole and he wouldn't be able to do what he's doing.
So, if you connected enough, if somebody got that inside line, like yo, Donald, my artist, you know, I'm looking to make about $1 billion over the next couple of years. If he's out on the street, let's do a deal. Because I think about why would he be eligible for a pardon?
There's no reason why he'd be eligible for a pardon. There's no good reason why Trump would pardon NBA YoungBoy. I can't. Especially he ain't even in jail anymore. He was out of jail when he got the pardon.
And that was for we ain't never seen nothing like that. You think Trump in the Oval Office playing 38 baby?
Playing what?
You think he in the Oval Office playing 38 baby?
I don't know.
What they say? She gonna call me baby, boo. You think Trump on the Air Force One playing that?
Absolutely not, man. Yeah.
Be honest. Well, that's strange.
It's very strange, man. I mean, you hear the rumors. You know, it's a couple $1 million for a pardon.
10 million.
20, yeah, I've heard 2, 3, 10. I don't know what the. You know, either way, he got the money if he wanted to.
He got the money.
He got the money. So, okay, now, you know, I think you mentioned NBA YoungBoy not really associating with a lot of people.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen to his career when it slows down? And you mentioned his relationships and how everything revolves around relationships. You know, I don't see him really. You know, he doesn't really have like relationships with other rappers. He doesn't hang out with a lot of people, you know, and in this business, relationships, they can keep you going for long after your music isn't hot.
For sure.
You know, I mean, and I know, you know, my people are going to think I'm sounding like a hater, you know, but unfortunately at some point,
yeah,
his music will die down. He's not going to be hot forever. What do you think is going to happen when his music slows down?
Well, you know, you're not being a hater, you feel me? Everybody has their run. Like, every artist has their time when they hot, you feel me? They experience that downturn, and sometimes we see artists reinvent themselves. You see what I'm saying? The thing with him is different because, you know, the guy Trinidad James, he's still touring off that all gold on my chain, you feel me? Like you see 50 Cent and Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder, they still touring. You see what I'm saying? With him though, I don't know if he's an international star like that. Because I just been to Ethiopia, Italy, Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Tanzania. I didn't see no NBA YoungBoy nothing. You feel me? They still in the 90s. I was in London. I didn't see no NBA YoungBoy nothing. So it's kind of like facts. So it's kind of like,
yeah, a lot of rappers out here, when their music slows down and they're not as hot, they can still go overseas and get a bag. They don't like doing it. It sucks for them, but it's still an option.
Still an option. You feel me?
So he might not have that option when he gets, you know,
and what
he's not curating the relationships.
Facts, because those relationships is key. Because by now, you thought you would have seen him with Lil Baby. You didn't see him with Lil Baby. But you seen him with his label mates, the Migos. But because he don't get along with Dirk, and Lil Baby and Dirk was locked in, you don't get that relationship.
you seen how Lil Baby might have turned on Dirk, right? Like he unfollowed Dirk and then he liked the NBA YoungBoy post. So people are like kind of looking at it kind of like, yo, what's going on with this right here? Just besides Lil Baby, a lot of people are kind of turning their back on Dirk.
You know, I thought it was weird when I seen Lil Baby and YFN Lucci on stage together. I thought that was weird. You feel me? But also, it's definitely posturing going on because we heard a lot of rumors about there being a 4PF indictment over the last couple years. We all heard that. You see what I'm saying? And then, you know, we seen Lil Baby under attack from people like academics saying he fell off, he was never gonna get hot again. You feel me? He caught a gun charge out in Vegas. Like, we seen him go through a lot of stuff. It seemed like he been able to survive that. That's because of his relationships. You feel me? Because, man, he got a lot of hits. YoungBoy just got a cult fan base. He just got a cult following. You feel me? He don't even be going to the club. he don't even kick it. And he got the most videos I ever seen of him turning up on people that I ever seen. So you got to give it to him. But that machine, I call them the Men in Black. The Men in Black definitely got involved for him to get that pardon. Bro, them cases he got, bro. All them cases back to back, man. If you making all of that money for certain groups of people, I can see it. But getting a preemptive pardon, that is crazy as hell. That's wild as hell. That's suspicious to me. Very suspicious.
While we're on the subject of YoungBoy, man, what do you think about like him and Kodak, you know, having their issues and they've been going back and forth for years?
I feel like Kodak is one of those type of guys where he want to be the only one at the top because his artist Jackboy, they don't rock with each other no more. You feel me? I just feel like he got an antagonistic personality because remember that footage where he called Future? I asked him, Future, what did you say about him on this part? Well, people was trying to say he was tasting Dino on the part. He was tasting dick. Kodak called him on camera to see what that's about. You see what I'm saying? Then, you know, he punched dude from Naughty by Nature. You ever heard about that?
Nah.
What's the dude name who shot the gun in the air on stage?
Tretch.
Not Tretch. He be with Fredro Starr?
Okay, I don't see anything with Kodak Black and Naughty by Nature.
Okay, so Fredro Starr and what is the Sticky Fingers? He stole on Sticky Fingers. Bust him. Wow. Well, he putting blunts out in females' hair in the club.
Okay, well, what happened with the Sticky Fingers incident?
Man. He just wanted to try Sticky Fingers. He thought he was pussy. I guess he was on the tour bus with them. Kodak walked up to him, stole him, boom, rocked him. And he had a gun in his bag. It ended up being a fake gun. The dude, Sticky Fingers. That's what this happened.
Dang, okay.
You feel me? This happened. That's a fact. You feel me? So like, when you know these type of things, and you know, I know several homies who played in the league. They said they tried to introduce themselves to Kodak in the club. Like he growled at them, spit on the ground, ignored them, poured drinks on clothes, all type of shit. This is facts, bro. This is the truth. That's why it's kind of like, man, Kodak do a lot of strange stuff.
Yeah, did you see him pull up to YoungBoy's concert in a helicopter?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, right after Kobe had died, he got some artwork with a crash helicopter wearing a Kobe jersey.
What?
Kodak do stuff like that, man. He do stuff like that. He do stuff like that. Jack Boy said he was a hater though, but it's like, I don't know the dude personally, but I know he stole on Sticky Fingers for no reason. Right after Nip died, he said he finna call Lauren London and say it's my turn now. He did.
I remember that video, man. That was crazy. Everybody was
crazy.
mad at him. Everybody was mad as hell at him.
Then he did the song with the guy Tekashi. In the middle of the whole rat accusations. When everybody was trying to blackball Tekashi, Kodak go do a song and video with him.
He was like, I'm gonna take that mill, shit.
He said, that's y'all rat, I don't know him. He snapped with that. Damn.
And then he dissed him on his own song.
And then dissed him on it. Well, that's a wild dude, bro. That's a wild boy. Can't play no games with him. But he a Zodo. Every Zo that I met had a different type of personality. Like the stuff they thought was funny, I didn't think was funny. I'm like, man, all right, stay away from the Zos. Shout out to the Zos though, but I try to avoid that circle.
Now, you've bodyguarded a lot of people.
Yup.
Has anybody ever put you through like a wild test to test your loyalty or to make sure you was gonna get down if the shit went down?
Okay. I thought somebody did before. This the first time I worked with this client, Jewish dude named David Strauss. This the first time I worked with this client. We standing at this bar at this place called the Sofitel. Remember this? I got my brother in here. Y'all finna meet him too. So my blood brother, who was with me for 99% of all of this activity, y'all finna meet him too. So we at the Sofitel Hotel. I'm standing at the bar with the client. He got two of his lawyer buddies with him. And this dude walk in. Muscular dude. He got like one of them Hawaiian shirts halfway buttoned down. Looked like he been partying for 2 days already. But he got his eyes locked on me. But then he got his eyes locked on my client. So I'm thinking like, man, did he set this up? Because if this guy tries something, I'm finna take him off his feet. So at the same time, the dude that I'm doing security for, he think that I'm setting this up to show him that I'm good at my job. Come to find out, he was just a drunk dude. Some hookers just ran off with his money, stole his car and his Rolex. He was down to $100. He wanted to spend his last 100 at the bar and fight somebody. So because my client had me there, that deterred it. He ended up fighting the guy about 20 feet away. And he explained to the police what happened. So it's kind of like, to this day, I kind of thought he might have set that up, but he didn't. But I have been in situations where people told other people, yo, my bodyguard get here, he finna fuck you up. But they ain't tell me that. So when I get there to the scene, I'm not expecting an immediate confrontation. So when I get there, they ready to put hands and feet on me. So swords start coming out, you feel me? People start getting tased, because I don't fight fair. I do not fight fair. I'm gonna gouge your eyes. I'm gonna gouge you in the eyes. Cam, when you gouge somebody in their eyes, the way they cover their face and jump up and down, it's the same way every time. You feel me? So I'm gonna do that, and I'm about to mace you. For sure. So, I don't fight fair, bro. I'm finna get you off of me because verbal de-escalation is always my preference. But we live in a hyper-violent age, bro. I remember when people wasn't this violent. Everybody kind of more violent now, and you just never know. So in my mind, if you coming to challenge me, and you Aaron the plumber size, you gotta have a gun. You gonna have to. You don't need, like I said, man, my mama has seen a status about me allegedly finna fight Aaron the Plumber in a celebrity boxing match. So she's like, son, I like that young man. He's a handsome young man. Why did he want to get himself messed up like this? I'm like, I don't know. So even my mama looking like, what's wrong with Aaron? You feel me? What he trying to do this for? Because they made weight classes for a reason, Kim. So I automatically expect somebody smaller than me to have something. I automatically expect that. Automatically.
So Aaron the Plumber says he wants to box you for money.
Cam, on my granny. He was on 607 Unc show. I'm on my way to the airport in Africa. I get a call. It's Unc. He say, big homie, I'm live right now with Aaron the Plumber. He been talking a lot of shit about you, but I think it's only right that I call the big homie right here. So he say that he on his fade tour, and he say when he see you, he need that. I'm like, bro, I don't got no problem with Aaron, but he's still mad about the fact that we had that paperwork. He's still mad about this. But bro, I was inviting dude. I was supposed to be the one to negotiate the deal between him and DAZN for that last fight he was supposed to have. So I'm like, look, bro, because he was in between places he was trying to stay. I'm like, bro, you can come stay at the mansion with us down in Texas, bro. You can train here. We'll bring a trainer here. We'll get you right. I'll negotiate the fight. We get the business right. Then he fall out with Lavish D, because I met him through Lavish D. You feel me? Then he fall out with Lavish D. Then he start acting weird. Then I get this paperwork. It's like, man, bro, like, I'm not trying to have you around me and the Gulas. But you met Turn Up God. You didn't see him and Turn Up God and Do God get the fight in the interview. Like, I'm not finna have you around the guys and you might be telling on people. You feel me? Like, I'm not trying to have that going on. I don't want to be responsible for that. Because shit be happening, bro. And it's like, I just left it alone. And like, I didn't blast him about the paperwork or nothing. So I guess he had a problem with that. But shit, in the interview with me and Unc on your channel, Unc was the one bringing this shit up. So I'm looking like, bro, what you got a problem with me for? But, you feel me? I got a name, he got a name. You feel me? He thinks he got the six pack. that add to his ability to give out trauma. But you don't got a six pack on your chin though. Like, I ain't never seen nobody lift weights and their chin get stronger. So, you know, cause these hurt on my granny, folks' grave, on Insane. Ask the guys. When it's time to throw hands and feet, they coming to get me for sure. So.
What would happen if you left here and let's say tomorrow you was at the mall or something and you just ran into Aaron the Plumber?
He made it very clear that if there is a bag involved, he's down. But he said he ain't turning nothing down. But, bro, that's not a fair fight. But if he want to do this, we can do it. Because people trying to put money up for this already. So if he want to do it, we can do it. I'm trying to do it big, though. Both now. We going to do it? Because I'm finna kick his ass on the cab. I'm finna stump a mud hole all through fool. He too little. Bro, you can ask my brother. We done beat up all kind of dudes with six packs, bro. Like, all of that, drinking protein shakes or doing 100 push-ups, you feel me? That don't mean you can rumble, though. That don't mean you can take a punch. Because, bro, if you haven't been punched with like a real solid boom, well, I done fought 7-foot tall NBA players before. All they do is work out. Roll them. Oh, gee. Roll they ass. So, you know, if y'all want to see me and Aaron the Plumber if it's enough about that, say less. It's going down because I'm going to Donkey Kong his ass. Super Smash Brothers on Bro Greg. Oh, Donkey Kong come out doing that. I'm finna run on top of his dog. Get your dumb ass out of here, dude. And my mama a fan. She's like, why would this young man? My mama seen me fight before. She know what's going on. I don't want to do it to him, but with that cheese, Aaron ass going in a sandwich. extra hot sauce. I'm finna leave his ass like Martin looked when he fought Mike. Love saying went on program. But it ain't no 5'7", 170-pound man alive, I don't think, who can whoop me in a fight, bro. I don't see that, bro. This is why I give Whack 100 his props for this. Because when we all seen each other, Whack surveilled the scene. And he was like, He put Loose Cannon behind him because Loose was froze. You feel me? And Whack 100 said this in his last interview with Unc. He said, you can ask big homie CC. Loose Cannon was froze. Whack had to he moved Loose to behind him. And I said, see, that's honorable because I believe that Whack could throw hands. Because he really did a good job with that dude Stitches. Because you heard his new song? Horrible. Well, that dude Stitch's new song is Straight Cheeks. Oh my damn. Who sold him a mic? That shit bogus as hell. They selling it. If you selling Stitch's studio time, you bogus as hell. The cameraman bogus as hell. Everybody wrong as hell for that, boy. That shit's so trash. Damn. Bro, that dude Stitch is the only person I ever seen catch a bunch of cocaine cases and the police don't turn in the evidence so they get dropped.
Man, I don't know, bro.
Now that right there, that's next level. So I'm looking like, man, he shouldn't be rapping at all. You doing shit like that? I'm gonna try to call this cameraman telling me bogus. Like, boy, your ass bogus, boy. I'm gonna try to get Cam to hire him or something. Make him my editor. His cameraman need to stop shooting his videos, bro. You ever heard about that? The dude Stitches?
I didn't hear about it.
Bro, this man got a couple cases where they dropped the case because the police didn't turn over the evidence.
That's weird.
And then everybody that was with him, they all get indicted.
Oh.
Got to be more careful.
Damn.
That's why I don't do shit with rappers or football players, because after 30, all of them lose their mind. You feel me? Because, bro, my homie Sergio, bro, was a solid man, bro. But after a certain time, they all got that look in their eye, and you know you can't trust them. We just seen a couple football players just kill themselves. But it took me and my brother years to heal our brains from football, because we was crazy as hell. It took years, bro, years. Going to get brain scans. We had to stop drinking alcohol for a long time, because you gotta let your brain heal. So it's a lot of trauma. So it's like, it's too much going on for Stitches to be rapping. We need to do a boycott. I'm gonna call Rainbow Push or somebody. I'm gonna call Black Lives Matter, because he's saying and everything. And he Jewish. His last name Kaczynski, I think. Something gotta be done with that. I'm gonna see if I don't know, man. I gotta do something. I'm gonna have to try to get in touch with Trump. Something gotta happen with him, man. Shout out Whack for knocking his goof ass out. He's a straight goofy, bro. That man Stitches out of it. Have you heard his new song? Bro, you gotta check that out, bro.
No,
I
heard that
haven't.
song he did about Kylie when he was bragging about messing with her when she was underage.
See? Stuff like that.
Damn, I never heard about that.
Well, that's real spill. That's going on, bro. That's going on.
Well, on some Chicago news, some very sad news happened that really shook the drill community. And, the video of it even leaked, but, it started to come down my timeline that Bayzoo was shot, and then it later came out that he actually died. And then maybe like a day later, the video leaked, and it was kind of crazy to see because it looked like he was just looking down, like looking at his phone, and he wasn't really expecting anything.
I'll tell anybody I respect, after you've been in the Chicago streets for a certain time, it's time to leave. Because all the city does is take fathers away from their children and their families. Point blank, period. And, he was a factor. And when you a factor, it's always going to be somebody who going to want get back for something that took place. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Bebe. I haven't been speaking about this because that's real close. You feel me? It's a lady I respect a lot. She told me, she said, I know two guys who was going to protect me if I needed them. And that was Bebe and that was you, BH. So, like, I want you to be careful, and hearing stuff like that. I always tell people, bro, in war, soldiers kill other soldiers, man. You feel me? It is what it is. I feel like I don't think he ever harmed somebody who ain't deserve it based off being in a war and how shit go on. You feel me? I also feel like he shouldn't have even been in Chicago, bro. I don't think he should have been in Chicago. But people got kids. You know what I'm saying? You got kids. You got to be certain places if you're a real father. I think it's unfortunate because he was doing stuff behind the scenes to try to get the violence to calm down. But, unfortunately, I still think this shit got something to do with them watches and fooling them from across Western. Me personally.
Yeah, that's been pretty crazy, seeing all that. And then, the videos that came out after that where you had a dude flashing money and,
with the same fit on.
With the same outfit on. That's just crazy, man. And then, you got, you got other videos out there that are associating them with the hit on Bayzoo. So it was pretty wild to see it unfold the way it did.
Everything these days is on camera, man. We watching guys knowing things is on camera, go do a hit and then go on Instagram after that to brag, just to see the views, just to get the clout. And then, holding up that money like he did, anybody investigating is going to say, oh, it was a paid hit. Murder for hire. I feel like need to go join the armed forces. Go to the military, go to the army, go to the Navy, go be a Navy SEAL, go be a Marine. Since y'all want to be in constant war so much, go and serve your country. You feel me? Because terrorizing the community, you don't get no points for that. Point blank, period, man. I just don't think you get no points for it. And then going on there telling on yourself, you just in the way in the first place. You in the way. How in the hell is you? Why do you even have a phone on you at all? And you doing anything criminal, man? Watch out, man. Rest in peace to Bebe, man.
The main thing with that type of stuff is, if you're a suspect from the gate, it just makes it so much easier for the police to go and track you. Because
Facts.
now they kind of know where to look. They can go find video footage. You know, if you become a suspect a year later, it's gonna be hard for them to go and get the same evidence. You know,
For sure.
The cameras
sure.
have taped over stuff. You know, people ain't remembering the same, and you know all types of. But you know, like we seen with the O Block 6 dudes. You know, they were a suspect from the gate, so the next day the police were at O Block getting the footage.
They get the tapes the next day, and it's just like, well, we
and had they not been suspects, who knows? They might not have never got caught.
Might not never got caught. But at the same time, though, the one of the cars that they took, they tried to take back to the dealership. When we came up, we was taught, if we gonna do something, the plan is to get away with it. And nobody is to know. Like, after it's done, don't bring it up, don't mention it, don't say nothing about it, don't even think about it. The rules of operations have changed. I think it's time for people to get a trade. Go be it. Because that same money he was holding up, he could have made that. And then we see him out in California. You know what they're doing. They go out there to buy weed and do all this. You can make that same money with a YouTube channel and a plumbing job. You can. But everybody want to take the shortcut.
Right, you can do it legally, or even if there's other illegal ways to make that kind of money where you're not putting yourself at the risk of a life sentence. I mean, you can even sell drugs, you know, and only do a few years in prison if you get caught. So, I mean,
you can do taxes. You do something. And you got to think about this. That was a switch. So that's automatically fed. It's automatically federal. So you starting off federal charges for using a modified pistol to a machine gun. Lose-lose situation.
How surprised were you to see Bayzoo looking down at his phone and being completely caught off guard?
A lot of times when guys is out of bounds, like he was out west, people had this false sense of comfort, this false sense of security. And I feel like he was looking down, that first headshot dropped him. You feel me? That first headshot dropped him. I done been in situations where I seen people lacking and they looking down at their phones, the last thing they saw. It happens far too often. Bro, I remember when people used to have bulletproof vests in the streets. We don't even see that no more. Then, you know, if you got a face and you hopping out of Ubers, bro, insane. It's been plenty times when me and Dugard be in an Uber, and he'll be like, hey, Gordo, tell us to drop us off right here at this Walgreens. We can't ride with him. He's going to get us mic. He said, folks, I'd rather walk. Get us out this car. I'm like, damn, okay. Because the Uber driver will call a law on you, and they got cameras in their cars a lot of times. So if you going to be in the streets, and if you have the money, you got to take every precaution for sure, man. Like, somebody got to be outside, car running, another person standing outside, weapon inside jacket, somebody in the front seat, somebody with the driver, second vehicle for transport. Like, if you got immediate exigent threat towards your life, you got to have proper preparation and proper. OPSEC is important. Operational security has got to be top notch. Otherwise, it's gonna happen, bro. And it happened fast. He wasn't expecting. He was moving like he wasn't even at war. Rest in peace to him.
Yeah, rest in peace, Bayzoo, man, for sure.
But I'm gonna say this though, man. You shoot people, you get shot. All my homies say this. I done been shot up. Why I get shot up? Because I was shooting people. You see what I'm saying? Now, I was in the line of work. I was, me getting shot up had something to do with me putting hands and feet on a guy who, him and his friends ran a train on a 6-year-old girl, right? Even still, I know they finna come for me, regardless. I know how it feels when you got a bounty on your life. And when you got a bounty on your life, I don't care who you are. There's always somebody that's bigger and badder and willing to take that chance. Because, like, when you see guys out in California, bro, it's thousands of dudes in California jails who done did more than the people that's on the street. So you gotta automatically know that this shit don't stop with us. Like this conflict, this confrontation don't just stop with us. If you shoot people, you get shot. And you have to understand that if your operational security is not maximized to prevent loss of life, you gonna take L's. You gonna see people die for sure. Because I'm just gonna give game. If you in an operational situation where you was at active war, you gotta have 2 vehicles. There has to be somebody outside the vehicle with weapon concealed inside up, ready, one up top, ready to use it at all times. There's got to be a person in the front seat with the driver as well. And then that second car is just for transport. It ain't no such thing as lacking because, what? Well, they finna come for you, bro. Chicago is the most hyper-advanced place that I've been to when it comes to violence that I've ever been to. Simply because it ain't no, we finna have a conversation. It ain't no, let me call this person about these people. Let me see if we can work this out. Because technically, he was a big homie. So it's kind of like, I've been in California working for certain rappers. I remember somebody called a guy named Big Ducky before. You feel me? I don't know who he is, but whoever he was, he had a voice to where he was able to coordinate the safety for certain people. In Chicago, that don't exist. Because you got guys 15 gonna sell you, they the big homie. They 14, they gonna walk up to you and say, yeah, man, I'm big homie over here. 13 years old. His mama still slapping the shit out of him. He waking up, Ma, I need eggs. He the big homie though, watch out. But that's Chicago, so. But it ain't no way. But when it was busting for us, the man turn up guy would not walk in the liquor store without joint being up and out. So we go into the store, old ladies concerned, don't worry about this, ma'am. We keeping everything safe in this area. They looking like, who the fuck? Why is they escorting this big dude through this store with their guns out? If you don't do that, bro, they finna get you, bro. When that money get involved, they gonna take that chance, bro. That's with the O-Block guys, the way they was running out that building, they like, man, we finna get this. This is life-changing money for us. They risked it all so they can ball for a couple months. This same situation. All them cameras in front of that auto parts store, that was hot. And then this is all alleged, but being in an active war zone, you might want to put the silent button. Being in an active war zone and you're not ready to die and kill, you finna die. Bro, Chicago up, bro. Like,
yeah, man, it's a sad situation, man. You know, I hate to see every single year, man, it seems like one or two prominent drill people, rappers, or just people from the drill community get killed, man, and you know, or go to jail, and it just, you know, it really sucks to see, man.
For sure.
But I'm gonna go ahead and switch things up, man. NLE Choppa surprised everybody, and everybody thought he was corny for doing it, but he came out with the NBA Youngboy diss, and he did it to the Hit 'Em Up beat, and he kind of was like trying to channel or look like Tupac in the video, and you know, everybody kind of had a lot to say about the dance that he was doing.
All right. When you first said the name, I got confused because I had completely blocked this dude out of my brain. Like, I had blocked all of the images and thoughts of him just completely out my mind for a long time because, you know, if you take the word stupid and goofy and you combine it, that's a smoothie.
Okay.
This is the leader of the smoothie brigade right here, bro. Because look, I remember some months ago, I seen him in a pond. He was shirtless. He had on some tighty-whitey underwear in a pond. He was standing in the water, and he was saying that his natural body energy was making waves in the water. So I'm looking like, but he moving his hands like this. So I'm looking like, man, this all he got to do? And then I started thinking like, man, every time I see rappers they get a couple gold plaques. They want to go to that next level. They start putting Dino in their mouth. You see what I'm saying? So I instantly just started blocking them out my brain. And then my supporters started sending me that video where he doing the moves off Michael Jackson Thriller. You feel me? If you doing Thriller dance moves on a diss track, we got a lot of confusion going on. Cause I just ain't never seen that. And you know, if I had backup dancers, I'm not finna have a bunch of dudes as my backup dancers either. Like that was strange. Like I'm looking like, damn, you feel me? Like, we see what you're trying to say, Flair. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. Because whenever you see young dudes cut their hair off bald like that, they usually either going to the military or they became a stripper somewhere. So, you know, you gotta watch him, bro. Cause I wouldn't want to be in no rap beef with nobody like that.
Why you say that?
Because, bro, like, you might see him somewhere and he might run up. You know who he remind me of Ruby Rod off that movie Fifth Element. You ever seen that movie?
I haven't.
You gotta look up. He remind me of Ruby Rod, bro. Like, he just like a... Bro, listen. We are in the zesty shooter era, bro. Like, this is the most zestiest group of shooters I ever seen. Cause to go from Shotter Flow to this, spooky, bro, on the guys. I just couldn't understand that. He was talking about being Al Capone and Rocky Marciano. Like, damn, bro. What you think about that song? You like that song?
No.
And that's just being real. Like, if you finna do a diss track, anybody who is a fan of hip hop knows that hip hop is a competitive sport and everybody got their list of favorite diss tracks. Everybody. You feel me? Like, everybody, if you know about Tupac, you know about Ice Cube's No Vaseline. Now, don't say No Vaseline around NLE, you feel me? Because, you feel me? I'm not sure, like, how he moving these days, but I seen the video of him standing damn near naked in a pond, not a pool. Like, I seen green plants out there, like the water was kind of cloudy. You feel me?
I can't find that picture, but I did find this picture. Let me see.
Oh, no, I don't even want to see it. Hold on. I'm finna duck.
I found this picture.
Right. See, that's when he made the song. The way I look, I would wanna f me too. What? Hold on, ain't this the same dude? Bro, he put out a video saying that he passed his humiliation ritual with flying colors. You can pull that up on YouTube right now on his channel.
I never heard that. Okay.
He probably showed up, baby oil down, doing his dance moves. I think I seen him doing the robot in that video for a second. That was kind of crazy.
He said Diddy's gonna be proud of me.
That's his pops. Only thing he didn't do was the worm. I thought he would have did the worm next.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. That video's
But you know that video ridiculous, bro. This is why having homies and brotherhood is important. Because, like, when you get to tripping, somebody got to say, hey, bro, what you doing, bro? Don't do that. Relax. Calm down, bro. Like, get this together. No, he said, all that. He finna make a splash on niggas. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all, boy? That man was doing moves I seen in the 80s with Michael Jackson to a diss song with a bald head. Gots to be more careful. Free Dugas, man.
Did you see Diddy was caught with alcohol while in prison?
Look, he up to his old tricks. He up in there. He trying to get somebody drunk. He up to his same old tricks. He trying to get somebody drunk. And up in there, you know, they might just give you the cakes. You feel me? He might just have to put 500 on somebody's books, and it's just unlimited cakes for him. You feel me? So to be up in there still doing shit like that, that let you know what type of person he is. You feel me? That's the Zest Master now. We gonna go past Zest Monster. That's the Zest Master. Cam, you up in there. Who you drinking with?
Well, I'm not drinking with Diddy. Okay. I'm
You
can't not drinking with Diddy.
You can't possibly be trying to drink with fool in jail. They already caught him with a box of condoms in there. That was crazy work. So now that they caught you with the liquor, now if it come out that we see inmates filing a class action lawsuit because the diddler that got out on him behind the wall, we gonna have to do something about this, bro. Cause like now, it's getting completely out of control. What if he takes somebody's case behind the wall? He done got a motherfucker in there too drunk off. What they call it, Pruno?
Pruno, yep.
He probably got 6 gallons of it in his room. Can you buy baby oil in there?
Shit, I don't know.
We gotta look this up. Oh no, man.
It's the feds. Possibly.
Well, I'll be in the law library trying to work my way home, boy. I'm not trying to be, bro, drinking with a bunch of men and there's no women around at all. Something bad. Either it's gonna be a fight or it's gonna be Zesselmania. This is gonna be the diddler's running wild on you, brother. Phone now. The diddler's running wild. You see how hard he was smiling up in there? He in there with the Kool-Aid smile.
So I looked it up.
Hey, you seen Kool-Aid release Kool-Aid?
Did I what?
You seen the company Kool-Aid They actually released Kool-Aid.
No, I didn't see that.
Bro, they actually released Kool-Aid, man. I gotta call them about that, man. They released Kool-Aid.
Huh?
Crazy work.
That's crazy.
They owe you a check too, because you helped put that out.
I did. Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Bro, they dropped Kool-Aid in the Walmart, man. The people sending it to me every day, all day. We've been making a lot of waves out here.
Okay, there we go. Kool-Aid refers to a seasonal Halloween themed line of Kool-Aid products, which includes both a Zoom berry glowing juice drink and loudmouth bites popping candy snacks. So it's a Halloween thing.
These people that release Kool-Aid. I ain't never seen Kool-Aid before.
But back to Diddy real quick. Yes, inmates in federal prison are generally allowed to purchase baby oil from the commissary.
Oh, no, folks. Diddy up in there buying baby oil. He got 6 gallons of liquor stashed in his cell. He inviting everybody in his cell. You know he a party guy. He probably got six guys in there. Look, man. Just pull down the pants and take a shot. Rub this on it, goof ass. I can't stand dude, bro.
So when you going to take your shower?
He insisted on you showering. Hey, man, you been working out today, man? Go and get in the shower, man. Come on, man. I'll go with you.
I'll watch your back just in case someone tries to do something while you're in the shower.
I got you, man. I got you. I'm brother love. Come on, man.
Brother love.
And see, my whole thing is this, right? Us as men gotta police ourselves, because I'm not trying to kick it with no man who calling dudes like the Punisher to his crib. You got any friends named the Punisher that come to your crib, Cam?
No, I don't have any friends named the Punisher, man. No.
So you know. I'm doing Cam and Mace tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
They say they've been watching me on your show. So
Get the out of here, for real?
well, I got Cam and Mace tomorrow.
On Thanksgiving? Okay.
Well, hold on. Well, they said they wanted to meet tomorrow because Maverick and Devon already went on there with that Alienated show on Revolt.
Okay.
But I'll talk to them directly, so maybe they want to talk tomorrow, but I know I'm going on Cam and May, so be looking for some name drops. You know I'm finna shout you out. I'm finna go crazy up there.
Bro, that would be huge, bro. I congratulations, man. That's big, bro. And I'd love to see it, bro. I'd love to see you doing good, man. That's so crazy, bro. Like all the stuff that you've done, man. Like all the places that this is taking you, man. Like it's dope, bro.
Man, I get the chills every time people speak about it, because I remember sending you that first email. And I remember sending it out to people. And I was just like, I told myself when it was my turn to, like, you know, I told my mom at a certain age I'll stop being involved in gangster shit and all that type of stuff. I was going to try to cash in on my story. And this took me across the world. You feel me? From being in front of them bricks in your studio, that took me across the world, bro. I just got back today. Cause I was supposed to film with you with Eric in Nairobi. But I ended up having to fly back because I had a family emergency. I ended up having to fly back. I had to take a red eye, 30 hours straight, 4 different flights, only 1 hour layover in between the flights. Crazy. But I'm here.
Damn, that's a crazy ass long time to be on an airplane. Shit.
Oh, bro. I had certain moments on that plane where I was just like, oh my God, I need to make more money because I have to figure out how to get my own plane. Because if I could lay down on the plane, I'll be cool. And then you think about it, bro, flying first class, that's like $13K one way for that far. And then to charter a plane, it's like $300,000. So it's just like, And then they want me to be back in London in like 2 weeks to do Lad Bible. You know, they got 600 million subscribers. So I'm looking like, man. That's what I signed up for. So it is what it is. You feel me?
Hey, better to have too much work than not enough work.
Man, because I could still be getting calls from athletes, they fighting with hookers. But you know how many pro athletes I had to go get their jewelry back from hookers? Because they feel like, oh, they a super athlete, I'm just going to run away. These females be knowing that already. You feel me? So as soon as you lack, they done already I done got so many Hublots back. I done got a lot of Hublots back for sure. With the silicone band, I done got a lot of them back. No pun intended, all big bangs. No pun intended, for sure. Man, hey, I want to tell you this. Bro, a lot of them girls on Bad Girls Club smoke crack, man.
Okay, I don't really know too much about that.
Bro, them girls on Bad Girls Club be smoking crack rock. I'm talking about like Pookie and them in the crack era. Not blow. Rock. Turn Up God was like, what the that is? Oh, don't judge us. We came here to party just like everybody else. But yeah, they smoking meth at the table. I'm like, meth? They smoking meth at the table? I seen them smoking crack rock. Shout out my boy Marlon Million. He was throwing the party. You ever did that? Oh, I gotta get Erica from season 9. She go by Lucci V now. She got the I Don't Understand dance. I gotta get her up here with you, Cam. She box office.
I think you've told me about her before.
Yeah, and she can verify seeing me kick a lot of ass. Even some famous people I done had to put hands and feet on. She was there for a lot of shit.
Now, BH, man, you hear a lot about people getting extorted when they're in prison. Do you think that Diddy is paying people while he's in prison?
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to say yeah. Cause why wouldn't he? Cause what's the max you can put on somebody's books? Like 300?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't know what it is in the feds.
You're right. So in the feds, I think it can be like 21,000. I think. I don't know exactly what it is, but somebody like him, you're gonna have to pay for some protection because your charge is against females, and if somebody want to raise they rank, yeah, man, I knocked Diddy out. Yeah, man, I robbed Diddy. I went in the cell, took all this stuff. Now, like I said before, he ain't no pushover. You feel me? He a tough cake toucher for sure. So you got to keep that in mind. So, like, he don't believe in being the victim. So, I'm pretty sure he done paid some people to make sure. Hell yeah. Now that I think about it for sure, bro. Hell yeah. Cause you got to think about it, bro. You Diddy, you a billionaire in a federal prison. But man, for him to be smiling like that and drinking and all of that, if he ain't making the liquor himself, he paid somebody to make that liquor. I know it ain't Ciroc, but he got something.
Right. Yeah, he's probably paying people to make stuff. I mean, he got enough money. He just, man, do this. Man, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Especially dudes in there some of them guys, they ain't got nothing.
Yeah, because ain't nobody putting, some guys, they books is empty if they don't make something happen from the inside. So, pause. You gotta stay locked in. I'll be seeing Cam and Mace pausing everybody. So I'm like, all right, they pause everybody up there.
Yeah, they do. They go crazy with it, man.
You know, I used to see Cam in Chicago. You know, he lived in Wrigleyville. So when me and my brother we be doing security, like for the Cubs games and stuff down there, we would see Cam down there mingling. We seen Cam in Chicago a lot. All in the south suburbs on 183rd and Pulaski. We just seen him up there at the liquor store, at the clothing store. We just see Cam around. For sure.
What'd you think when Memphis Bleak came out and said that he got pressed for having his hat cocked to the wrong side back in the day?
He said he was in the McDonald's. He said, dude came out, big Roscoe. Hey, fix your hat. But that's how it used to be. Like, in the era that I grew up in, if your hat banged to the right, you under the 6. If your hat banged to the left, you under the 5. So like this whole GD, BD thing been going on way before Lil JoJo dropped BDK. Well before Chief Keef put out 300K. So, I mean, yeah, well, whatever song he put out. So this been going on well before that. Boy, what? The way your hat was broke would determine if you made it home, for sure. For sure. So that's accurate, because what? In that day and age, it wasn't cameras everywhere. It was not cameras everywhere. It wasn't no, I got 4 cell phones right here. It wasn't none of this. Everybody had something like this, like a little chirp phone, 4 megapixel camera. That ain't coming out. You see what I'm saying? So that's real. That is real. Like that 90s era, that early 2000s era was hectic for sure. Cause it was still structure. It was still a little bit of structure going on back then too. So like, you automatically know certain areas, take your hat off. Just take it off. Don't even have it on. You can wear any type of hat though. It's not like how in California, like this group wear this hat, this group wear this hat. No. If it's to the left, you under the 5. If it's to the right, you under the 6. Cause what? We done had Latin Kings come to our window. Throw down the rakes. I see your hat. Take that motherfucking hat off. We like, damn boy, hold on. You gotta take a look around now, cause you gotta know the Latino gangs take that type of shit way more serious. You feel me? They take it way more serious. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to stuff like that, little color coordinations, the way your hat angle, they own that shit. They own that for sure. It was hard being a GD at that time. The Kings were. Then you got the Vice Lords, you got the Moles. I used to stay right by Motown. Going to Foster Park, having to fight them niggas. Shout out to the Moles though.
Right. They don't mess with GDs. I remember seeing a video of one of Duck's homeboys that was a Mo, and he was dropping the rakes, and Duck was grabbing him and was like, "Don't be doing that," because I think they was on Duck's Live.
That was Measle.
That's right. You know what's crazy is I interviewed Measle the week before he died.
I seen that interview.
That was crazy. I didn't even get a chance to put the interview out before he got killed. I put the interview out after he was already dead, man. That was crazy, man. Shit, man. Rest in peace, Measle, man. I think I'm the only one that got a Measle interview, bro. That was crazy.
I never seen anybody else that get a Measle interview. Damn. Rest in peace to Measle. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, the video that I'm talking about was just funny as hell because, you know, he's dropping the rakes and Duck's like, man, don't be doing that shit on my live.
On the gas. But see, that's how it is though, like, because like, we got a bunch of hybrid gangs now. You feel me? And like, you family, niggas will let you do certain shit, but not on camera though. You feel me? So it's kind of like street politics is something that I don't think people talk about how it evolves everywhere, every year. You know, I don't think people talk about that, how the evolution of it, how it's constantly changing, how it's constantly morphing. You feel me? Because, you know, I was just in a couple countries where when different gangs were having problems, the government would come and mediate because they label these type of these conflicts as blood feuds. So it would have to be government mediation. I don't know why we don't do that here. But if you have something going on that perpetuates profit for the private prison system, driven by violent music, and it's all connected, then you probably not going to interfere. Because in Kenya, they got a shoot on sight order if you a gang member. So think about that. But, you know, in certain places they got gang enhancements and stuff like that, but They banging 63rd in hoods in Kenya. In Eastlake, they banging 63rd. You got guys over there in Kibera that's claiming OTF. That's how powerful the music is. 14,000 miles away.
You know, when you hear about how California gangs are structured and the different politics, you know, what do you think about it? Do you think like, oh, this is normal, or do you think like, yo, this shit sounds really kind of like really different than what you hear go on in Chicago?
Okay. I feel that it's more organized, and I'm be careful how I say that because every time I say something, making videos. Oh, he's saying it's an organized crime group. So let me say this, right?
It is. It is more organized. That's a fact.
You feel me? I feel like it's more organized, and when it's
the OGs got more say-so and more control over the gangs over here.
Yeah, like I wish it was like that where I was from. Like if it was like that where I was from, because I remember where you used to get reprimanded for shooting in front of innocent people, shooting up houses, shooting in front of kids. I remember when it was repercussions for that. I remember when you had to get permission if you was finna go step, if you was finna go slide. I remember you can get put in violation. It ain't none of that no more. Like we call it a violation. You know, out west, they call it a DP, a disciplinary. So, I always say I respect the politics because it seemed to be a well-oiled machine. Cause bro, without it, in my city, I know what it's like without it, and it's anything goes. Man, you could be with your babies, you finna get spilt on the game. You feel me? And if you got a problem with somebody from a certain area, you could call and line up a conversation. You could line up a fade, or whether it's a clubhouse meeting or whatever. You could call certain people who got voices and try to work it out. Well, where I come from, well, hell no. One disagreement and it's that. Straight up. And bro, that's monkey shit, bro. You know what's the most purchased item in all grocery stores across the world? Bananas.
What's that?
Bananas.
Really? Okay.
And they say human beings don't come from monkeys. When we look around, all we see is monkey shit going on all the time. It's like, damn. I see why we share 98% of our DNA with the chimpanzees.
Well, Blueface is home. And Blueface has been going crazy, man. Viral after viral, you know.
Yep.
It's good to see him home doing his thing, you know. What'd you think, man, seeing Blueface come home?
I was happy to see him come home because, first off, he a talented dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, Blueface remind me of one of those people where like he don't have to work as hard at stuff to get a good result out of it. Because wasn't he like a star quarterback? Yeah, he was a star quarterback. You feel me? He came up with his own style of rapping. That was hot. He monetized this life with Christian Rock and having content houses. The guy was in a boxing ring, boxing Floyd Mayweather. He got paid for a boxing match. He seemed to be good at everything that he do. So it's kind of like, you know, and then that's once he went to jail, that's when we see like Wack and them start doing other things because, man, you know, Blueface was keeping a lot of activity going on. You know, he had some songs that was doing well. You know, he had big features with people. That relationship that he got with DDG, that's powerful because you able to premiere your songs in the making process in front of hundreds of thousands while you making the song. I think that's dope. I just want to see him stay free, man, because when I heard how he broke down, how Krishan ran off on him when he got booked, and you see the condition of his son, that's hard to handle. Even with his baby mama, like, you know, I want to see all the young guys prosper, man. You feel me? But at the end of the day, you know, he went to jail for doing gangster shit. So, like, I understand why, you know, when he said that he want to be more on his entertainer shit and not on the rapper side. Because when you doing rapper stuff, you going to get in confrontations. I feel like you know that, I know that. If you doing rapper stuff, it come with a certain element. And he actually shot somebody and went to jail for it. You feel me? And it's like, people don't talk about that. But they want to talk about, oh, he got to get a DP because he said he was squabbling poo putts. I don't mean to disrespect nobody's community. That's what the man said. I don't even know what gang that is. But, man, that man popped somebody, bro. You feel me? Like, they had bounty hunters trying to track him down. Like, whenever his name came up, remember the time he got stabbed at the boxing gym?
I remember that. Yeah, now that you talk about it, yep.
And they said, why don't you have security? He said, square ass, I am security. And I felt that in my heart because people be saying, just before I got here, somebody's like, Big C, man, you out here by yourself, you crazy. You don't got security? Like, man, I am security, man. Like, what you talking about, bro? Like, you feel me? But I get a lot of love, though. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't going to compare the same. But I feel like he doing what a gang member supposed to do, bro. I'm glad Blueface is free. I hope he stay home. Drop some more records. Man,
now,
maybe we can get him on the card with me and Aaron the plumber. We can pull that off. Ooh, because he into it with G Uno right now.
He is into it with G Uno. And G Uno called him out, I think, didn't he?
He dissed him in front of his old restaurant.
Yep.
Man, I might have to. You got to put some calls in I'll give you 10% of the profit, Cam. You got to put some calls in the background. Together.
Well, one of the wildest things that happened since he's been out, man, is they were doing some sort of event, and I guess Blueface was inside, and I guess Krishan was supposed to come, but you know her and Blueface ain't really getting along. But you know, she shows up with like 20 blood dudes that are Blueface's ops, and Wack 100 had to stop her from coming in the event.
That was some real nigga shit because only thing that's gonna happen is somebody's gonna die. And you know, that girl, you know, I'm not into bashing women and shit like that. But I will say this, she has proven to be a liability to that man. Because, you know, I know some girls who party hard.
Well, you know, what do you think about her just showing up with the 20 ops, though?
Yeah, that type of, like, once you do some op shit like that, you get treated like an op now because, like, that's like putting a hit on my life. That's like putting a hit on somebody. That's like putting a hit, bro. Like, And then, I always tell people this. When you leading with emotions, mostly everything you try to do is going to fail. She made an emotionally charged choice as if she was she's not from over there.
No.
She was not put on from over there. She's not from over there. So, I don't think it's safe because Blueface has shown time and time again that if you come at him with violence, he gonna greet you with violence. You feel me? I feel like Wack made another loose cannon call. He said, I'm not finna allow this to happen because you gotta think about it. That shit gonna fall on Wack anyway. Because if something happens, it's gonna fall on him because he the management. Then he from the same, if they was in jail, they'd be under the same car, right? BPS and Pyrus.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that. I mean,
They say they bloods.
yeah, I don't know how that works. It depends on who you ask. Some people say Pyrus are different. Some people say they're the same. It depends on who you ask.
Okay. I think he made the right call, bro, because, what positive could have actually happened as the outcome of that?
Why? What was her agenda? Like, why would you even think that you could do something like that?
It seemed like a hit to me.
I mean, at minimum, she wanted to cause some problems.
At minimum, she wanted to cause some problems. But when Blueface shot somebody and went to jail for it.
She's trying to get him violated. She's trying to get him violated already. He's probably on parole. I'm sure he's on parole.
Yeah, he needs to get a restraining order ASAP.
Man, she's like the definition of toxic.
Bro, if a woman cannot stop drinking alcohol enough to have a healthy baby, that is exactly what toxic is. Like, she poisoned the child over this. So toxic is a good use of words. She poisoned the child throughout this whole process. And that's unforgivable for me. Like, if that was my baby mama, she couldn't even show her face around me. I ain't gonna lie. I don't respect that at all. And that's the problem in our community. Like, we got so many little ladies that was looking up to her, looking up to that type of activity. Shit is ridiculous. Shout out to the solid ladies who stand on business, man. We need less Chris Rocks out here.
Now, I think you talked about this, but I seen that you ended the issue with Lavish D and King Yella.
Yeah. Hell yeah. The first time I was trying to put it together, I got them on the phone briefly. You know how it is when you're dealing with grown men, bro. You feel me? You can't tell nobody what to do. You feel me? But you can suggest things. And I explained to them the value of us being from the streets as being united and the value of that. You feel me? Because, ever since I've been on this process, where people call me with all type of deals and opportunities, and they want to do movies and films, and they ask me, can you reach this person? Can you reach this person? I'm like, yeah. Come to find out, the two of my homies was having beef with each other. And we was getting it squashed, but the very next day, Yella ended up going to jail. You feel me? And what I'm saying? Lavish D was mad about some street shit that took place with Duck and Brick. You feel me?
Right. Duck and Brick ran off on. They were he paid him for a feature and they never did the feature, right?
They played with the money, you feel me? And, he was pissed off about that shit, you feel me? And that fell on Yella. So, I didn't want to see them beef. I feel like we all stronger together. And, man, I talk to both of them. I always try to help ask them to make improvements on themselves. You feel me? And it worked, man. It worked. You feel me? I'm glad about that because, you know, bro, things can get dangerous real fast when tough guys are not communicating. And
I hear that, man. You know, shout out both of them. You know, you also had Mimo, Yella, and Ruger all get together. You know, I interviewed Yella and Mimo, but, you know, we seen pictures of Mimo and Ruger, and I mean, most people probably know about their history. I don't got to get into it.
That's big too, because in that situation, blood was shed, and you know, guys lost their actual blood brothers. So to see them to be able to sit in the same room, show each other love, and move past these type of things, I'm an advocate for it because we need more activity like this. Because if not, we're gonna lead another generation to where you find most gangsters, where you find most tough guys, most guys who don't reason. You feel me? The highest concentration of where you can find them is prison and the graveyard. You feel me? So I try to make sure we lead by example, and it's been working, man. It's been working.
Yeah, that's real shit, man. Well, you know, we talked about jail quite a bit, man, and Mike Epps went viral, you know, and he got a lot of criticism, man. You know, I think he was sitting down with Jim Jones on Jim Jones's new podcast, and he said people shouldn't be celebrated for coming home from prison, and he pissed a lot of people off, man.
Before I answer this, what's your thoughts on that?
Man, I think you should be I don't think you should be celebrated in a way like, oh, you know what I'm saying, like it's an accomplishment. But man, if you do 30 years in prison, man, I think you should come home and definitely have a party. And I think it should be more of like a welcome home party versus like a celebrating going to prison party. You know, but yeah, I'm for the parties, bro. Not in the celebration of going there, but in the celebration of making it home alive and being home with your family.
On God.
That's my little slightly distinction from what he was saying.
Well said. Because I feel similar to that. Because I don't even feel like people were celebrating what he did. I don't think they were celebrating, you know, the death of the victim or nothing like that. I feel like he served his time, he paid his debt to society, and his loved ones want to see him on the street. They happy to see him. I feel like that, you feel me? And shout out Mike Epps. I'm cool with Mike Epps. I know Mike Epps.
I think, you know, the culture in California, you know, when you come home from prison from like a 10-year bid or something, you know, like you're the big dog in the hood. So right. That might have been kind of what he was referring to. Like the streets definitely, you know, if you're a gangster and you did your time and you stayed solid, you didn't roll it up or nothing, you know what I'm saying? You come home and you a big dog in your hood. So maybe that's what he was talking about, but that's not exactly what he said.
But shit, when I seen him, he shook up with me. You know, he one of the GDs.
Mike Epps?
Yeah, he one of the guys.
Nah, get the out of here.
Oh, insane.
What?
Bro. I swear to God.
Where'd Mike Epps grow up at?
Gary, Indiana.
Oh, what?
Mike Epps, one of the folks.
Oh, no. How'd you find out he was a GD? Is it just kind of one of those things that everybody knows?
Well, you know, what Ruger song, "Let the GDs in the door." You feel me? Like we know our people basically, and that's something a lot of people already knew. That was like amongst the guys, that was common knowledge.
Wow. Okay. I mean, have you ever been around him or seen him hanging out with any GDs?
When I seen him, he told me that Shorty G had just got out.
I don't know who that is.
Shorty G used to run with Larry Hoover.
Okay. Is that okay? Okay. Another guy that used to hang with Larry Hoover just came out of prison not too long ago. I don't know if that's the same guy.
Probably.
That was I think a few years ago.
Yeah, I seen him. Last time I seen Mike Epps was in Cleveland. I was doing security for Bubba Dub, the comedian. So, you know, when I seen him right there, he was like, yeah, you hear Shorty G? He's like, what's up, big folks? You know Shorty G finna get out. He shook up with me, so it's like, I mean, I feel like you ever get to that point where you are always, like your street side of you will always be there, but now you on grown man time?
Yep.
I feel like that's what's going on with Mike Epps for sure. Because, you know, I did see some people, I seen some little kids. I'm like, man, you are 13. What could you possibly know about Max B? You feel me? Like, I'm like, I think he might have been seeing like the social media vapors and like, hold on, man. Y'all can't even possibly know who he was. You feel me? So, you know, but this ain't the first time we heard something like this. What's the dude who sang the Lion King song? He was talking about people celebrate Boosie for going to jail. I think it's a misinterpretation, man. Like, people are supposed to come home and get embraced by their people if they stood tall. If they stood tall, people should get embraced by their people, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't got like no crime against women and children and you don't got no crazy charges like that.
You know, he's always been kind of joking. You know, his kind of thing, he's always kind of made fun of gangsters. I remember he even had that video where like he was like, I wanted to be a gangster. I thought I wanted to be a gangster or something like that.
Right.
And they're making fun of him in the video. It was hilarious ass video, man.
Man, he seen
trying to
me,
be a gangster.
He seen me and shook up folks with me, man. And told me about some big names that was coming home, so. That's why we do these.
Crazy.
That's why we do these interviews. You feel me? Shout out Mike Epps. I got his number too, though. I'll send it to you if you want to try to get him on here.
I would love to work with Mike Epps.
All right.
For sure. Hey, before we get out of here, man, one last topic real quick, man. You know, a lot's been going on with the Dirk case. You know, his lawyer's fighting hard, man. You know, he's putting in a lot of motions. I don't really see anything that I think is moving the needle, unfortunately, for Dirk. It's just my opinion. I ain't no lawyer, so it's just my opinion. But, you know, one of the things that really stuck out, man, is there's a snitch that he's got that allegedly on the inside of his team that is saying that Dirk had 6 hits out at one time.
Whenever there is witnesses who are willing to take the stand, it's always bad. And this is why people should not jump the gun, because everybody was saying, OTF Jam is the snitch. We haven't heard nothing about Jam, but we didn't heard about Vonnie. Vonnie didn't already accepted his deal, I believe. Like, that right there seals the deal with itself. He agreed to testify that he got these instructions for Dirk to do such and such. You know, it's going to be hard to beat. Even though Didi trying to take all the charges, et cetera, it's still looking ugly, bro, because if the case would have been significantly weakened, he would have got a bond by now. No bond. They didn't call him with the Apple Watch behind the wall. That's not good. Then you got people calling in, threatening the judge on behalf of, and that's fans of Dirk. That's not good. You know, your lawyers can only file so many preemptive motions until those witnesses have to take the stand. That's what got Tory Lanez booked. That was a witness. You see what I'm saying? And in this case, you got one who's still confidential, but Somebody paid that money for that get back for a D thing. You know, I'm not saying who did it, but they got audio recordings. Hey, the Dirk sent that money? Voice messages, voice memos. You heard them voice memos? You seen that?
I think it was a text message.
They also have voice memos on one of these informants that's cooperating phone. That's gonna be hard to beat right there, bro. You feel me? I hope everybody can make it home, but these are the rewards of the streets right here. You watching it, you feel me? The man got 10 kids and he facing a crazy charge. You know, the streets take people from their family. It puts people in places where they have to sometimes accept a homosexual identity. It should never be glorified. Go get you a trade, start you a YouTube channel, make content. If you're gonna make music, the music gotta go back to the creative guys. Like you hit it like the dude, yo bitch call me Myron. You been seeing him? We need more people like that. More people like Boss Man D-Lo, like 2 Chainz, Big Boogie type rappers, bro. Because all our favorite rappers all dead and locked up now, man. Shit ain't right, man. Shit ain't right at all.
Crazy.
Man. Shit ain't right.
Man, yeah, well, the trial's going to be starting soon. I believe it's supposed to start in January, so, you know, it'll probably start a little bit after that. You know, I know it's going to be crazy, man.
For sure.
Hearing everything. And, you know, here's the thing, though, man. Here's the thing about Jam, bro. Like, people are trying to say it's not Jam, and there's no paperwork to prove it's Jam. But let me tell you something, bro. I ain't seen not one person from OTF take a picture with Jam.
Bingo.
Since the shit went down.
Bingo.
And if you wanted to eliminate that rumor, all you gotta do is just get a couple dudes from OTF and go take a picture.
Thanks.
That's all you gotta do, bro. There it is, bro.
It's that
Go get some of Dirk's homeboys, some of his childhood friends, or some dudes from OTF, and go take a picture with them, bro.
Oh,
boom.
God.
Rumor put to rest, bro. No more rumors, dog. Rumor over, bro.
Rumor over. Hey, I couldn't have said it better myself. Well said, Cal. You was on your damn Capone right there, because at the end of the day, you can clear your name.
Easy as pie, bro.
Straight up, bro. Straight up. We did it again.
We did it again, BH. Well, man, I appreciate you, dog.
Appreciate you, bro. Till next time,
sir.
brother.
Till next time.
All right.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.